You need to let me know, like. Okay, let me try again. I'm on a natural high, higher than a flyer. Went to the top to find your angel smile. Now I sigh again, you don't pay attention when the hose is out. Fireman. When I gave you my number, you said that I'm a 10. You said you like to get to know me. Why I
Don't know who it is. It's Mike from Hype Ting Studio. Don't know how we do. Safe. The thing with artists that you have to understand is that they really don't know if their music sounds good or not. They really don't. They have no idea. So, you know, what they do is they might try and ask friends and family, and of course it's always good, but the artist will sit there and say, well, if that was true, then why is this person getting this and I'm not getting this, and why am I not getting bookings, and why am I not, you know what I'm trying to say? And the worst thing to do is to listen to fans and followers. Not fans so much, but followers, especially on Twitter. Followers are almost like a curse, kind of, because they're always going to tell you, you deserve this, you're the best, they'll sit there and say it's the greatest. Oh, it's just awesome, this is new, this is great, you know, like, so the artist is left to kind of guess for themselves. I guess I'm just not that good. And these are for sign artists, for even people that have videos out that are kind of wondering like why they're not getting bookings, that sort of thing, right? So I have a reputation to uphold, to be honest. So I'm trying to build a reputation of being honest and trying to give honest criticism. When it comes to judging an album like Lady Leshurr's Unleshurr, what I'm looking for as a critic or as somebody is I'm not necessarily looking for what the followers are going to like. I'm not looking for what specific Leshurr followers and fans are like, what they like, okay? Because they're going to like anything that she does. But like, what I'm looking for is what they call a total package. That's what it's called, a total package. You ever hear that saying? What do you like in the opposite sex? I look for the total package, and that's the type of person I am. I always have, in like a wife or a girlfriend or something, looked at a total package, not necessarily looks or anything like that, okay? And so the men want somebody that they don't have to be too great at one thing, or they don't have to be the best looking, or they don't have to have the most money, but they have to just be well-rounded, and they have to have a total package. And what I'm looking for when I'm looking for these songs, as I'm looking for, and the whole mixtape as a whole, is I'm looking for a total package. I'm looking for something that is going to appeal. Every song should be like a total package, something that has good lyrics, has good melody, has good songwriting, has good, and everything comes together into a total package. And I'm looking to judge these on what what mainstream DJs might think about it, what dance floor DJs might think about it, where it actually fits in its genre, okay? That's what I'm really like looking for. I'm looking to impress record executives, people behind the scenes, 40, 50-year-old people who don't belong in their jobs, working in the music industry, who claim that they're the greatest things since sliced bread, who politic their way up to the top, who are going to sit and judge what's on Hype for 21 and 22-year-olds. Okay, these are the people that are in the music industry. These are the people that need to be impressed, okay? What this mixtape is something that I call a showcase mixtape. And these used to be very popular 7-8 years ago. And what they would do is they would have an artist, and they would basically take the beats from a single person. Jay-Z was a very popular one to do it with, okay? And what they would say in the title is they would say like Kid Cudi versus Jay-Z. There'd be like that versus, you know what I mean? Or this one versus that. You know, they would basically make the mixtape over somebody else's tracks. And this one, it's Drake. So you're going to get the Drake album, except with Leshurr. So it's like a Leshurr versus Drake sort of thing, right? So anyways, people don't do that anymore, though. Now people are expecting. The modern mixtape is literally almost a privately funded album now. That's what people are expecting these days. What this mixtape does is it showcases her lyrics. That's what it really showcases. It doesn't showcase her songwriting, because she didn't write the hooks for most of this stuff. Drake did. It doesn't showcase the production or her selection of production, that sort of thing, because it was obviously Drake stuff, a lot of it. So, I mean, what does it showcase? Well, it showcases Leshurr as a lyricist. This particular mixtape is like Big Trouble in Little London from Nole. It's a lot of other people's tracks that she's just basically rapping over, or whatever you want to call it, okay, spitting over. So because of that, DJs can't really play the stuff. I mean, it can't be used as a tool to judge. It can't really, it's basically this mixtape. Unfortunately, it's unrateable. Okay. It's not that type of mixtape. I can't sit and rate this. Do you see what I'm saying? So It's not rateable, unfortunately, and I can't put a rating to this. You're going to give it. You can give it a 1. You can give it a 10. You can, if you're a Leshurr supporter, you're going to give it an 11. So I can talk about it, though. That's what I can do. I can talk about it. Okay, Leshurr is an artist that's struggling to find herself and find which way she can basically make it in the music game. She's just basically trying to struggle to find herself and where she best fits in. And there's an old saying about the multiple choice questions. When you fill in a multiple choice question, your first choice is usually the right one. And this is actually where I believe that she does fit. In my personal opinion, I believe she's more suited towards pop. I'm almost sure of that now. A wise man named Getz once said, you can't pay the mortgage off grind. If she can write hooks and do these other sorts of songs, then I feel that she's best utilized there. I just don't feel that she's best utilized in going in with Dot Rotten and these people. You know, when it comes to rating this album, you could consider this album Alicia's best work. Okay. You could consider it. It is her best work. It is the most. This mixtape is the most personal, honest mixtape out of the thousands I've downloaded and heard. This is the most personal, honest mixtape I've ever downloaded. Okay. It is the most. I've never heard something that was so just like honest from the artist, because in show business a lot of what you hear is just fake. It's made up. There's just a lot of lies in everything you hear. It's usually about how much money you have and that sort of thing. Leshurr, on the other hand, is real. And I respect people that keep it real. The real stuff that she talks about being a virgin. I mean, well, she mentioned it anyways. She talked about being for virgin. Like, she was talking about how she's saving it for her boyfriend and she's a virgin and that sort of thing. You wouldn't hear that from, I've never heard, like, you would never hear that sort of thing from artists over here. She'll say stuff like she takes the bus. She's not afraid. She's not shy to basically, she's just real. You know what I mean? She's just honest and she's real. And you got to respect that. You got to respect the hustle that she went and paid to do this herself when she didn't have anything. I mean, the sound quality's off and that sort of thing on a lot of the Drake tracks. And so it's very honest. And actually, there was this one song that stuck out on the album. I personally mostly listen to American hip hop and dancehall reggae. You know, some dancehall reggae here and there. But, you know, so slow songs and stuff, they just don't move me. I'm not a fan of them, you know. However, this one song that Leshurr did called Brand New was just amazing. The lyrics on it were unbelievable. It brought me back to a time when I was younger and it had that yearning and that wanting to be with somebody. And I know how it's like to be young and single and to not have much and you don't know what the future is going to hold, and you kind of feel that if you meet that boy or girl that it's going to complete you. Which it does, by the way. I can say that now that I'm older. But it sucks being like kind of alone and not having that special person. And yeah, there's the girl power stuff, but everybody knows at the end of the day that they are missing that second half to them, you know, and they just kind of want it. She portrays that yearning like so well, and she like almost like bows down to the man about how much she loves him and that sort of thing. It actually made me feel young again, and it brought back that yearning feeling that I used to have when I was in my 20s. So anyways, let me, you know, this song is the winner. Let me give you a listen.
Gotta let you know. Gotta let you know. I gotta start this right where my heart is. You may be half-hearted, but baby, you know that I want this. Damn right I want you. Damn tight I've got you. Cause you know how to stay faithful, and that's why I love you. I would've put nothing above. You are my future love. My body's yours now. Anywhere you can touch, everywhere you've lit up. I'm very scared that you would but you are just so beautiful.
That was just, it was the way it was written. I swear to you. I mean, I've never heard lyrics ever in any slow song that were that good, ever. Lyrically, it was so good. And it was just like, you know, my body's yours now. You can touch me wherever you want. It was just so amazing, that song. It was unbelievable. I've never came across lyrics in these love songs are usually fake. They're phony. They're show business. They're, you know what I mean? Even if they are supposed to be touching. They're from songwriters. They're fake. But you could tell that this was real. Holy shit. That was amazing, that song. The lyrics on that song were amazing. If she has an album, that stays. You know, that stays. That's the keeper. The thing with Leshurr, when it comes to this album, Leshurr has a vocal harmonics, which is a bit of a curse. Because while it is special and makes her Leshurr, unfortunately, when she goes in or goes hard, a lot of the time, it can become fatiguing to the listener's ear. Okay? Same with Lady Leshurr. Same with, you know, there's other artists who are like that too. It's a very serious problem because people want to turn it off after the second song. They can't take a third song. They're very subconscious about, okay, I'm done listening to this, I'm going to listen to something else now. You know what I mean? So it should be taken seriously. It is something that should always be kept in mind. Unbelievably though, this mixtape was actually her sweet spot a lot of the time. She actually gave 100% and didn't go into that vocal mode, okay? She also doesn't sound very good when she strains her voice. Like on this though, the majority of it is very listenable. You can actually listen to it. She has the voice. Again, multiple choice. You choose the first one is usually the right one. And that's how I feel about this. It's where she needs to be. So the vocal mix is good. And even though the vocals mix there, so it's not fatiguing. Let me pull up a song where she kind of, that's the fatiguing voice. That's where she gets fatiguing.
Shaking about this up like seizures. Yeah. Driving in the fast lane. You see, I'm not driving through a black chain. Believe I'm a flag until my back caves in.
Now this is the. See, this is her straining her voice, straining it. See, doesn't sound good. So that's her basically straining her voice. That's where it strains. And then when she goes in hard, it becomes fatiguing after a couple of songs. You can definitely do it for sure. For 1-2 songs, but then after that, don't put a third song in where you know, it's fatiguing, because it can become a problem. There are VIPs and people that do know this stuff, that do listen to it, and they will take that into account. So it's always something. Because the thing with Leshurr's voice is that it's a blessing, but it's also a curse. So it has to be used properly. She just have people around her that know that sort of stuff. I'm almost sold on the fact that she needs to go more mainstream and she's best suited towards pop. That's what I'm almost convinced of now. I don't think that she should go into grime because there's no money in it and it's just too swamped already, that marketplace. But I think pop is definitely the place where she fits in best. The bad thing about that is that it needs the most budget. She needs to have dancers in her videos. She needs to take on different sort of tracks from different types of producers, and that's always going to cost more. She needs to be vocally mixed properly. That's gonna, from people who know what they're doing, and that's going to cost more money. She needs proper management to get proper direction, and that's going to cost money. And that's the unfortunate thing. Just going into grime, gets, you know, whatever, just like that doesn't cost anything. That doesn't cost anything. But for where she fits best, is really going to cost money. She needs to come into the studio with a producer who can play, and she needs to write songs on the spot, and she needs to I'm not talking about writing lyrics, I mean she needs to write hooks and songs, and she needs to sit down and collaborate, and she needs free studio time, she needs budget, like, you know what I mean, she's a dancer also, she needs to take advantage of that and use it, and she just needs budget. And when you don't have a budget, this is the best you're going to do. I'm going to tell you that. Out of all like the mixtapes actually I've heard where there was an artist going in over somebody else's stuff, which was very common, as I said, 7-8 years ago, this is the best one. You guys don't understand. These aren't done for free. Okay, you have to pay for studio time. You have to pay a lot of the time for producers. If you want good stuff, you have to pay for producers. You just can't shoot a video. Somebody has to pay for the video. You can't just grab dancers and put costumes on them and put them in the video. Would you believe it if I said that to do a video, to do like costume and dancers would probably cost you with rehearsals and a choreographer maybe $10,000? In wardrobe, costume, rehearsals, and payments if you want to have a good amount of dancers in your video and real professionals. And who's expected to pay for this? A 19, 20-year-old, 21-year-old? Not everybody can afford to buy tracks from Da Vinci and have this big video shoot. Not everybody's, you know, I'll be honest, not everybody has parents that have money that can support their child's dream and give them $10,000 for a video shoot and a track and recording time. You know what I'm trying to say? And look for my next review for 112.